After years of delays, we finally have a Gareth Evans action film, and I'm happy to report that it absolutely rocks. Havoc is a thoroughly entertaining action film with a stellar lead in Tom Hardy. There's quite a few moving parts to the narrative, but it's actually pretty straightforward. It involves crooked cops, a gang, and a corrupt politician all looking for one person, and that person also happens to be the son of this politician. And Tom Hardy's character is a cop with a shady past of his own, getting swept up in all this mess. If you've seen the Raid movies, then you know what to expect when it comes to the action. It's very frenetic, it's brutal, and it's filmed in a way that is simultaneously very chaotic while still having a sense of clarity and giving you all the information you need as to what's going on and who's where. And not that it needs to be said, but don't go into this expecting it to be exactly like the Raid. It's not a sort of non-stop ride. It does have a build-up to the action, and it does take its time to really set up the characters and their relationships. But it helps when you have actors like Hardy or Forrest Whitaker, Jesse May Lee, and Timothy Oliphant. But just know that once the 1 hour mark hits and you're starting to think to yourself, this might be taking a little too long to get things going, you're going to hear the booming sounds of nightclub music in the distance. And at that point, you can just sit back, relax, and just bask in the relentless carnage that is about to ensue for basically the rest of the movie at that point. And it is absolutely glorious to behold. I also want to give a special shout out to Michelle Watterson, who plays a silent assassin in the film, and she makes a really strong impression. Her physicality in the fight scenes is really impressive. Apparently she's an MMA fighter, so that does explain that, and it's just really cool to see. One detail about the film that I really liked is that it never specified the city that this is in. They never named the location, and it kind of allows Evans to really give the film some extra personality with its characters and its setting. And it kind of feels like a cross between Gotham City and the New York of Death Wish 3. And I reference Death Wish 3 because this film also seems to have a kind of love for the sort of chaotic and kind of ridiculous sort of canon group film sort of vibe of something like Death Wish 3. I feel that kind of is sort of in the DNA of this movie. You know, it does get kind of ridiculous at points, but it still has a great sense of impact because of the way Gareth Evans pulls off his action. And there's also a lot of love for Hong Kong action tropes, especially of the heroic bloodshed genre. And there's also plenty of Johnny Toe vibes as well. So yeah, if it wasn't obvious enough already, I really loved Havoc. It was great to see Gareth Evans just kind of do what he does best. And I think it's a shame that this is going straight to Netflix instead of going to theaters, because it's pretty much designed to be played very big and very, very loud. And yeah, I'm glad that we at least finally got it. I've been waiting many years to finally see this, and it was definitely worth the wait. I had such a great time with it. So those are my thoughts on Havoc. So if you've seen the film, feel free to let me know what you thought in the comments.